OMT Online Dynasty. Here we are, the national semifinals. Vancy and his Louisiana Raging Cajuns in the Army offense against Boder and his Utah State Aggies in the beautiful Rose Bowl. Utah State will be in the USC offense for this one. Obviously, this happened a few days ago, so we're into the offseason now, so we can't really go over the teams or anything at this point. We've seen these teams a few times. We know the players. We know the game. The stage has been set. Raging Cajuns, Aggies, winner to the national title game to face Texas A&M. Let's see, the triple option versus the air raid. Classic matchup. Two very different styles of offense. We'll see how they go. I'm going to get my face out of the way here. Just had to give a little quick intro. Good luck, gentlemen. And this game will be from the perspective of Louisiana. Just we've never actually seen a game from Vancy's point of view. So I'm very, very interested to see this high-powered flexbone offense and see it from his perspective. See if there's anything we can kind of learn here. It looks like we're starting off with a little counter option. Of course, that quarterback, Juwan Johnson, total freak show. Guy is unbelievable. We'll see how Utah State is going to try to defend that gentleman. Oh, we actually switched to a rocket toss, get it to Bill Davis, catching that left edge, able to pick up 9 on the very first play of the game out of some tackle over. Yeah, Louisiana runs the Army playbook. I think because they have that spread, like spread offset or something like that, where he runs that read option RPO. Huge pain. Huge pain to try to deal with. So we picked up 9 on our first play. Let's see if we're going right up the middle. Is it, oh gosh, what is that guy's name? Dylan Redmond. I don't have any of the names written down. It's just where we're at in the season is a lot has changed. Anyway, Redmond right up the gut with a fullback dive. Quick first down for Louisiana. Now we're in that wing, whatever it's called, probably power read. That's typically what we see out of here. Yep, it is indeed. Checking his blocking, going with the power read, gives it to Bill Davis, able to try to get outside, gets the one-on-one. Great tackle on the outside there by Utah State, though, to bring him down after only a gain of 2. So we're still in some tackle over. We have not seen Louisiana go to this formation quite as much before, but he's found some good success there out of the rocket toss. Now this looks like a little like triple option with the QB coming back, able to get the pitch off to Davis before he got Juwan Johnson got absolutely leveled on that one, but gets the pitch off accurately. Bill Davis able to pick up a nice little gain there, send up a 3rd and 2. Now we can kind of go to essentially whatever we want here for Louisiana. In this Army playbook, we should be able to get 2. Now, double mug defense. I would expect the Raging Cajuns to attack this. Wow, they did go up the middle. I was just going to say I would expect them to try to attack this to the outside, but trust Dylan Redmond, like Method Man and Red Man, right up the middle, picking up the first down, moving them to Utah State territory. And we've seen him go to Redmond a few times now. Redmond's actually out of the game. Get a little wear and tear on our fullback here. So let's see what the call is going to be here. Going back to a rocket toss. I like it against that defensive front. And Bill Davis doesn't quite have the steam to get all the way to the outside, but still a nice gain of 12 for the young man. And thankfully they fixed rocket toss. Because remember in college football 25, those stats would all go to your quarterback. Now they actually go to the running back. So glad they fixed that. It took them a year to do it, but hey, better late than never. Now it looks like maybe a penny defense from Utah State, kind of overloading that right side. See if they are going to try to attack the left again, and right back up the gut goes the backup fullback. Josh Agbanya takes that one for a gain of 6. These fullback dives are really giving Utah State some issues here. Issues early. I'm going to see if we can tell what kind of defensive line adjustments we're doing. It looks like he just kind of moved his nose tackle over. We've got one defender off in no man's land over there on the left. There he goes. Bring him back down. See if we're going to try to go outside to the right here. Going back with that option again, tackle over. Just not a formation we've seen a ton from Louisiana, but I think he's noticing, okay, Utah State's really focused on this quarterback. Let's get it out to Bill Davis, pitch it out to our guy. He's going to pick up that first down. Louisiana marching down the field like we have seen so many times before. This Raging Cajuns offense, man, it is crazy. It's just so difficult to stop with the playmakers he's got. We're more tackle over. Definitely have not seen this much tackle over. And he just bulldozes people too, Juwan Johnson. You do a good job containing him. You force him back inside and he'll just run you right over. Keeps it for a gain of 3. Now we're going with some shotgun wing back. And this is another power read, it looks like. Yeah, and I think he knows, and Ogbania, man, that is a slow halfback. But I think he has been able to tell at Utah State what kind of their option settings are, that they're all kind of focused on the quarterback, it looks like. So he's just being able to pitch these, able to hand it off on the power read. If Ogbania was just a little bit faster, we potentially had a touchdown on that. So now we got a 3rd and 4, ball at the 14, back and tackle over. I like the mix-up here from Louisiana's offense. We'd seen a ton of flexible normal. We've seen a lot of other formations. We have not seen them run this much tackle over. I like the looks of a fullback dive against this defensive front. I think that's what we just audibled into. It is indeed, but nobody accounts for number 94. Then he gets tripped up on his own offensive lineman. So an early decision for the Raging Cajuns. Are we going to take our 3 and get an early lead here? Or are we going to trust the offense to get 3 yards or 3 points? Looks like we are going to settle for the field goal. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Take a nice 4+ minute opening drive, get some points on the board, get the early lead. Louisiana, 3-0 advantage over the Aggies. And now it's time for Boater's Utah State to get to work. We know we got to watch Daniel Hill, the halfback of Utah, the Heisman Trophy winner. But the receivers are certainly no slouches either between Faison. It's tight end Shropshire. His ratings aren't the best, but he actually plays pretty well. So we got to look out for him. Go with the RPO slant to Thompson Jr. Secure catch there, but we had some room to run. I don't know. That was kind of an unfortunate secure catch. Hits him right in the soft spot there with that RPO to Thompson Jr. Yeah, Faison and then Chatron Jr. I actually think got hurt the game before this, I think. Who was the 95 speed receiver for Utah State. And Tanner Applewhite, I'm pretty sure his first name's Tanner, the quarterback for Utah State. Definitely a pocket passer. We don't really have to worry about him running a whole heck of a lot, but we do have to worry about that gentleman, Daniel Hill. I believe leads the team. Yes, it is Tanner Applewhite. Leads the team in receptions, yards, and is just a heck of a running back. Thing we got to take away, Utah State's got to be focused on taking away Louisiana's quarterback. Louisiana has to be focused on taking away Daniel Hill, first and foremost. So he gets 8 on that little completion there. Let's see. They're audibling around. I haven't really noticed too much of Louisiana's defense yet. We're audibling. So we're in a cover 3. Okay. Look like cover 3 cloud maybe. Taking Veal. Sure. All makes sense. I mean, yeah, Utah State's not huge on running the ball, but I sure like the looks of a run there to Hill. But wow. Absolutely bagged that comeback on the right, potentially had one on the left, but the offensive line gets ripped to shreds by the Raging Cajuns. Front 4 gets in there, gets some pressure on him, forcing an early 3rd and 2. Now we mix in a little bit of man. I like it. Give him a little something different to look at here. Oh, but the man who was manned up on Daniel Hill. Oh my goodness, what a shot by number 16. Able to come lay the wood on Hill. If we can get some wear and tear, split slot offset. Watch the double pass. We got to watch the double pass here. Send a big blitz, stay in man coverage. And if Hill motions out to the right, we got to watch that gosh dang double pass of Utah State. Now he is hot routing a bit. Okay, it is not. It is not the double pass. Goes for the deep post. Oh my goodness. What a laser by Applewhite. Able to fit that one in somehow before the safety's able to get down and make a play on that. That was an awful tight window, but Tanner up to the task, setting them up 1st and 10, end of the first quarter. Ball at the 27-yard line. First play of the second quarter is going to see Utah State in some Y-off trips. Typically, I'm watching that tight end RPO out of this formation. I think he is too. That's why we manned him up on the tight end. Right up the seam, though. Right up the middle. Nobody guarding Faison. Set your Faison stun. Touchdown. Utah State stunning the Louisiana defense and giving the Aggies the lead here. First play in the second quarter. A fair catch on the kick will set Louisiana up at the 25. Vancey back in his flexible normal. This is more of what we expected him to see. Back to the little QB counter option. Let's see if Juwan Johnson's able to get some room here. As soon as that, you see that camera angle change just a little bit, then he turns on the jets and we see that platinum shifty lighten up. Johnson finally able to find at least a little bit of room against his Aggies defense that seems laser focused on slowing him down, but he picks up 6 yards to get this drive started. Back in flex mode normal. Is this X? Oh no, back to the counter option. We know X dig is going to be a big play out of here too. Whenever Or was that midline option? It was some sort of option. it was midline. The motion always kind of throws me off there. We know once Louisiana does start passing the ball, which we actually haven't seen once yet, that X-dig out of this formation is going to be a big call. And now we got room with Johnson. Now we got all the room in the world with Johnson. Can Reed Driscoll catch up to him? He gets the angle and forces him out of bounds. Smart to get out there before we even get hit. And that's why we get the speed at linebacker. That was a big thing that hurt Texas State. We saw in their conference title game. So unfortunately just didn't have the speed on defense to be able to keep up with Johnson. Reed Driscoll does a great job catching up there, keeping that one from being a touchdown, because that sure looked like it was going to be one there for a second. Going back to just a regular triple option, finds the gaps in the defense. The platinum shifty lights up again, bouncing off tacklers. Jawan Johnson is a tank and a freak, and I don't remember if he's coming back next year, but I hope not. This guy is unbelievable. I actually think he is. Oh yeah, he's a sophomore. We can see it, right? Is he actually a sophomore? I think he is. we're gonna get some more Jawan Johnson highlights coming next season. Which, speaking of next season, I think what we're gonna start doing is more of those game breaks and like just try to keep people up to date with what's going on across the dynasty instead of just laser focusing in on one game. I think that's gonna be a fun way to do it week to week. It's more game breaks, more like halftime highlights. And there goes Dylan Redmond again, falling forward. This whole Louisiana rushing attack, everybody just falls forward and hits just the weirdest celebrations you've ever seen. But touchdown, Dylan Redmond, touchdown Louisiana, taking that 3-point lead right back in what, a minute 15. You know, once that Johnson finds some space, man, that's how it goes. Yeah, minute 17. All right, pressure back on the Aggies. And Boder coming back out in split slot offset. I always think double pass. I don't know if we ever actually play in this dynasty, he's going to use that against me. But I always think double pass whenever I see this formation. Especially if he's not hot routing anything. Okay, he is hot routing one guy. I'm still worried about double pass here. Especially with that motion. I'm flying down to go after Daniel Hill. Utah State. But Louisiana, Vancy stays put there, is able to bring him down for a loss of 3. But once that guy goes in motion, I'm getting after Daniel Hill. I'll tell you that right now. A more traditional spread set here from Utah State. Looks like Louisiana in a cover 4 defense, switching over, watching the middle of the field, take away that corner out. Good. Goes able. Wow, what a ball by Applewhite. Pressure coming in quick, able to get it down to Thompson Jr., but Louisiana right there to make the tackle. A gain of 0, 3rd and 13. What are the Aggies going to draw up out of their USC playbook? They are going to go doubles Y off. As I'm surprised we haven't seen empty chips yet. I know Boder and Utah State loves that formation, the flood play out of there, which is very good. A doubles Y off, we're manning up the slot receiver. Okay, I like that. Then Veal, we got to watch this right slot. Yup. And then he's going to go right underneath Daniel Hill, though. That's, yeah, I've said before, I'll say again, I love those, when your tight end and halfback are on the same side, send your tight end vertical, then sneak your halfback out on a Texas underneath it, because you have to respect that, especially if you're in a cover 3, or else the tight end is wide open up that right seam, and then it just opens up wide open Daniel Hill to pick up the big 3rd down conversion for Utah State, keep this drive alive. At their own 41, 3.5 minutes to go in the first half, and there goes Daniel Hill on a run. They don't run it often, but when they do, Daniel Hill's going to find some gosh dang space. Takes them to Louisiana's 40-yard line. Well, tray open for the Aggies, more cover 4 here. I like taking that safety. Come down and help out with a run. Didn't even need to. The boys up front do a good job bringing Daniel Hill down, keeping him to just a gain of 3. Staying in some nickel over, changing up our shell, going to a cover 3 shell, which is better against the run. It's definitely going to help out, but you have to be kind of careful. Okay, switch back to default. If you call a cover 3 shell and then call something like a Tampa 2, that's a recipe for disaster. But something like a cover 4, I think you'd be okay. Y trips week. Let's see what we did here. We did go to a cover 4, and I think we stayed just kind of. Did we stay in default shell? I think so. There's the RPO. Oh, that slot corner was ready for it. He was waiting for phase on to make that catch. Flies down there, makes the tackle, takes it to the 2-minute warning. No stats really sum up this game. 0 passing yards to 98, 137 rush yards to 18. That's pretty much what we expected coming into this one, and we have not been let down yet. So we did call cover 4 here again. I don't know if we shaded a certain way. It looked like we did some adjustments so that we might have turned the match off. Hill flying out to the right flat, all over him, take that little drag route, but then opens up the comeback, but Applewhite airmails that comeback route. And we're frozen here. 4th and 7, we'll pick up here in a second. And we're back. Utah State going for it. Kind of in no man's land here. This would be a long field goal. Got to trust the offense. Utah State's offense is what got them this far. So we got to trust it to be able to pick up this 4th and 7 right up the seam. Again, he finds them. Just the same play it looks like we scored that touchdown on earlier. That tray open offset seam streak. Nasty little play there by the Aggies. Now, Louisiana Vancy going back to his cover 4, coming down with that deep quarter to come help out with a run. Hill just bounces off the defenders, though. That man is a monster. Hill versus Juwan Johnson is an unbelievable battle between running threats and receiving threats for Hill. I mean, I'd be pretty impressed if Juwan Johnson caught a pass, but I wouldn't be surprised from what we've seen him pull off here. Going with the screen, the big boy defensive lineman out there trying to slow him down. Oh my goodness, Daniel Hill. How in the world did we get 4 yards out of that? The defensive end was almost made a play on that. The user flies down to try to make a tackle. No one can stop Daniel Hill. 30 seconds left in the first half. Louisiana decides to take a timeout to see if maybe we can get the ball back here before the half runs out. Utah State back in their spread look here on offense. Now we go into a little 3-3 mint for the Raging Cajuns. Oh, audibling around, going to some Y off trips, it looks like. Stay on the hard flat, watch Shropshire. Gosh, both defenses really struggling to make tackles here so far. We've seen it a few times with Louisiana. Daniel Hill and Shropshire on this Utah State offense doing much of the same. 15 seconds left, time ticking down a little bit. There goes Daniel Hill, but some good help defense there to come make that tackle. Keep it 2nd and goal at the 6. 11 seconds. Utah State looking to take the lead here in Pasadena in the Rose Bowl. What an environment. What a game. I'm so happy we got a user versus user playoff game. The Aggies staying in a spread look here. Are we going to try to run? I mean, we still got 2 timeouts in Daniel Hill, so I don't hate a run here at all. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Time ticking down on Tanner Applewhite, trying to find some space. Got a bunch of hooks on the field. Tries to force one deep to the back line. And the Raging Cajuns defense absolutely all over that. Lucky they went up and just swatted that one away. Nearly a huge momentum shift right here before half. 6 seconds to go. Split slot is going to be the offense for the Aggies. Interesting. What is the call? I mean, we have to watch Daniel Hill. Oh, a little sneaky boy RPO, hoping to hold him up there for a second and let all the time run out. But again, good user defense by Vancy to fly out for that RPO, actually able to bring him down, setting up the 4th and goal, 1 second left, field goal to try to tie it up here before half. Kicks up, kick is good, and we have got a tie ball game here in the semifinals in the Rose Bowl. What more could we ask for? Start of the second half, Utah State going to be coming out in empty base, trying to set up a battle of the Aggies in the national title game as Texas A&M awaits the winner here. So empty base, we've got Shropshire close slot to the left. Daniel Hill slot, or to the right. Daniel Hill in the slot to the left. Try to hit the quick underneath drag, but that defensive line of Louisiana able to fly in there yet again. Get some pressure on Applewhite. He just kind of has to throw that one into the dirt to avoid taking a sack. Somehow that play only took 2 seconds. God, that pressure got in fast. Now we're going to go with the Tampa 2. Perfect time to call that, as the Utah State tries to attack underneath, but is able to find the backside slant there to his left for a gain of 9. Now we're audibling back, audibling around, flipping, going to trips. Are we looking for that seam streak on the left, or is this just a run to Daniel Hill? It is going to be a run to Mr. Hill. The Hills have eyes for that first down marker, picking it up for the Aggies. Utah State staying in this empty offense. Let's see, what did we call? Oh, we went cover 3 buzz here on defense. We got to watch that right seam here. Yeah, I like getting on Warren on this. So if somebody's coming up that right seam, we can take it away and then hopefully fly down to make a tackle. Flag comes down during that play, though. A little holding on Utah State. Back them up 10 yards, 1st and 10 now from their own 29. Devastating. So that's not really a 10-yard penalty. That's like a 19-yard penalty. From a 2nd and 1 now to a 1st and 20. Staying in some empty. Going with like a bracket coverage here. Going to be double teaming our outside to the left and the outside slot to the right. Yeah, back him up. Utah State's got a lot of speed. Goes with a little shake route. User was all over the shake route, but a spin move by Pagan. I've never seen that guy before. Braden Pagan. Averages per game, 0 catches, 6 yards. Okay, but he gets open on that drag route, hits a nice little spin move to move it into Louisiana territory. Minute and a half gone by so far here in the 3rd. I like... Oh, we got to watch that underneath. Yep. Again, just stressing the user so much. And there goes Daniel Hill. Oh my goodness gracious. Daniel Hill, are you kidding me? He's already won the Heisman Trophy, but that is a Heisman moment for that halfback. Breaks off, I don't even know, 3 tackles, outruns everybody else into the end zone. Utah State on the board, touchdown, 7-point lead, band going nuts, fans going nuts. Good stuff. We saw Utah State change their approach on offense that drive. Not seen much of a change on their defense, staying in kind of this penny look, 3 down linemen. I mean, we're getting that fullback dive. But when you got a guy like Juwan Johnson, I understand trying to keep it with him and make some things happen. But again, Utah State's defense, laser focused on that Louisiana quarterback, not letting him get out and do anything. So wing slot week, typically this is power read. I wouldn't hate mixing in that RPO though. Yeah, I like this. He's got such good speed on his top 2 wide receivers. I like the idea of trying to get it to him in space there, but good defense by Utah State. Unable to throw the bubble. We have to just hand it off and brings him down for a gain of nothing. 3rd and 7. This feels like a big play coming up here with Utah State going right down the field and being able to take the lead on that last drive. I mean, it looks like he's giving up that middle, doesn't it? It sure looks like he's giving up that middle for Dylan Redmond, who we know can pop a big run. Instead, we are going with a pass. We are going to try to find some space, roll out here, playmaker. Got him deep on the post. That's a tough ball, though. That is a tough ball to ask for Juwan Johnson on the roll to the left. I think that's the first pass play we've seen today, except the RPO, if you count that, I guess. We had him open on that post, but rolling to the left, trying to chuck a deep one back to the right. Understandable he's unable to make that. Would have been pretty sick, though, if he did. So 4th and 7 in Louisiana, keeping the offense on the field. Now, this is a massive play. We're going empty academy. Fun formation in the Army playbook. I'm almost surprised we don't see more of with how fast this quarterback is. Stemming up our in route there, a little drag on B, some corner routes, a lot going on. Going with the in route, everybody dropping back for Utah State, playing soft coverage, and we hit the in. Huge 1st down for Louisiana. I feel like if we don't convert that, you don't want to say it's game over, but it's pretty dang close if we go down 2 scores to this Utah State offense. We're going back to tackle over. Again, this is just... surprised how much tackle over we're seeing. I don't hate it. And I like the rocket toss out of here too. Especially with all the moving parts Utah State's doing on defense. Just kind of a one-on-one against that corner with a guy like Bill Davis. I don't hate that. Then the motion, he got Reed Driscoll to really bite hard to the left there. Worried about that rocket toss. Kind of opens up the fullback dive to Redmond. And we're able to pick up an easy 6. Now Utah State going to a 4 down look on defense. We sticking with his triple option here? We are. Yeah, and just Dylan Redmond, man. Those fullback dives. He's really kills people with those fullback dives. Redmond able to get another gain of 3. 3rd and 1. I mean, you could just give this to Redmond again. I feel like you kind of have... you have your options here if you're Louisiana. We're staying in tackle over. You can see our left tackle is actually a tight end. Our tight end spot on the right is actually a tackle, and we keep running to the weak side, which is interesting. So he was kind of looked like Utah State was ready for the fullback dive. They're really crowding the middle. Instead, we just keep it with Juwan Johnson on a QB power, find a little weak gap in the defensive line, get just enough to pick up that 1st down. Going back to wing slot weak, I would guess this is power read. It's typically what it is out of this. We tried mixing in that RPO earlier. We'll see. Yes, indeed, it is power read. Probably going to Bill Davis. We're really crowding the line here with this Utah State front. Oh, did we just audible to something? Maybe just a QB run? moving guys out to watch an outside run. Just goes with a regular run up the middle. What a block shed by number 11 on Utah State. It looked like a lot of green grass in between number 11, after number 11 there on the defense. But he gets the block shed. He brings Bill Davis down, keeps him only to a gain of 1. Staying in some wing slot weak. I like mixing in some of this other wing slot weak stuff. Because in our other games we've seen of Louisiana, wing slot week's essentially just been his power read formation. So now we're coming out and mixing some things up. This looks like a read option type of play. Again, Utah State really crowding the box, but again, that was number 10. Number 10 getting in there to make that tackle, keeping Jawan Johnson from picking up too much steam. You got to get to him before he hits that second gear, or else you're really in trouble. Utah State's been doing a fairly good job of that. Now 3rd and 3, Utah State's 43-yard line for Vancy and his Ragin' Cajuns. Back and tackle over. Looks like a triple option going out to the right. It is indeed, and it is just Dylan Redmond again finding space in the middle of this defense. The user play by Boder there, I think, helped keep that from being a gigantic gain. He took that safety and came down and slowed Redmond right into the gap, right as he was getting to that open space again. So flexbone normal. We have not seen X dig out of this formation yet. Again, Louisiana just doing a good job mixing up their formations from what we've seen them do before, which is kind of part of if you're going to be if you're going to be like either of these guys and be featured on multiple games of the week, you're going to have to mix some stuff up because everybody is seeing how you're playing, the plays you like to call out of certain formations. So it kind of puts some onus on you a little bit to mix up your play calls. And I think both guys have been doing a very, very good job of that here so far. Now 2nd and 9, 30 seconds left here in the 3rd. Louisiana down by 7. Big drive for them. They've really been maintaining clock, keeping good ball control here so far. Going with the counter option, gonna get that pitch off. Blocking sets up nice. Can Zylon Perry, his first carry, the first carry for Zylon Perry is a huge first down for the Ragin' Cajuns. Moves him down to the 26-yard line. Now we're mixing in a little empty academy, and we're chewing clock. Okay, I like it. I like it, Louisiana. And we enter the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for Louisiana in their flexbone normal offense. Ball at the 26, down by 7. What a game we got here, lads. Trying to hit him. It's been a while since we go with that rocket toss, and Bill Davis able to cuts up before the user finds just enough space to pick up 9 yards on that. Davis has come close a couple times to popping some big runs here. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we still see him get one before the end of this game. Puts him down to the 17-yard line. Louisiana, can they tie this one up? Are we ever going to see X dig? So many unanswered questions here. Utah State bringing all their safeties down in the box. Makes sense. Go back to that fullback dive, and Agbanya bouncing defenders off of him. 1st and goal down at the 5. That fullback dive has just been the play of the day so far for Louisiana. They just keep finding room on that. Back to some tackle over. I wouldn't hate just 4 fullback dives here, to be honest with you. I wouldn't hate that at all. I don't know who 25 even is back there. Instead, we go with a rocket toss. Try to shake the user out, but good click off there by Boder. I 100% do the same thing. I don't trust myself to make that tackle. CPU, you do it. Get you in position. It's all up to you boys now. It brings him down. Loss of 1 or 2 on that one. 2nd and goal, Louisiana. Obviously got to punch in a touchdown on this drive with 5 minutes left against an offense like Utah State. We cannot be giving them the ball back. Down by 4. Going back flexbone normal, there's the fullback dive right up the middle, and there is a gain of 4. We'll get halfway home on that one. Fullback, I mean, just the team stats just sums up this game so much better than I ever could. 10 passing yards to 201, 196 rushing yards to 31. That's the Army playbook versus the USC playbook. This is kind of what we expected. We're getting exactly that. QB counter option here, it looks like. We cut this up. We get the pitch off to Bill Davis, trying to find a little bit of space on that left sideline. Ran that to the short side. So Davis unable to get any room between the defense and the out of bounds. And Louisiana is going to have to settle for 3 here. 4 minutes to go in the game. Going to be giving the ball back to Utah State, down by 4, assuming they make this kick. It's always tough on that hash. Ooh, sneaks it in, sneaks it right past the right upright. So Louisiana back on the board. That's twice, though, they've had to settle for a field goal, and that's kept them down by 4, giving the ball back to Boder and the Utah State offense. If we make a tackle, good. Aggies back in that tray open halfback strong. I think this is the formation he's killed us with a couple times on that seam streak over on the right. I was going to say I'm not as worried about it here because I think his trips would have been to the wide side. Instead, it's just a Daniel Hill run right up the gut. I'm expecting to see a little bit more Daniel Hill here too. His Utah State should start working this clock a little bit. Under 4 minutes to go. Trip to the championship on the line. Louisiana getting aggressive, sending a little blitz at him. Halfback direct. There goes Daniel Hill. Takes a village to bring that man down, but eventually they do. 3rd and 1. Hurry up from Utah State. I mean, you could probably do that same thing. I'm not sure. Oh, audible to the RPO to Shropshire. Barely able, but barely still counts. It's still a first down. Reset the chains. 3 minutes to go. Ball at their own 34. What is the offense going to be here from Utah State? And what's the defensive answer going to be? Look, cover 4 drop shaded underneath against the trips look. Okay. Got our hooks kind of crossed up here a little bit, but that's fine. Motioning around, try to see what defense they're in. He goes with the RPO, gives it to Daniel Hill. This is Hill's time to shine, man. 4th quarter, got a close game. Trust your Heisman winning halfback to try to finish this job. The tray open offset now. More 4 down, single high safety here. Watch that drag coming back to the right. Sits right down there. Thompson Jr. Oh my goodness. He gets absolutely rocked. But holds on to the ball and picks up the first down. Probably going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It does indeed. So 1st and 10, 2 minutes to go. Ball just at midfield. Louisiana all 3 timeouts still. But we got to get after Daniel Hill. He is a thorn in the side in situations like this because he's just so dang hard to bring down. He's 93 speed, I think. Downhill, shifty. He's a monster. To put it simply, he is a monster. Him and Juwan Johnson. Time running low here on Louisiana. 2nd and 5. I mean, I feel like we just have to sell out to stop the run. Goes with a little RPO hitch, finds him just enough for the first down. Corey Thompson Jr., his 5th catch of the day, setting up a gigantic first down. Is Utah State going to be able to work the rest of this clock down? Louisiana has to take a timeout there. Minute 17, 2 timeouts left. Tray open. Yeah, I don't hate it. I wouldn't have hated the crossfire. Get some blitzers in there, shade underneath to watch RPOs, because we just have to laser focused on Daniel Hill. Just Daniel Hill cannot beat us here. We need to force them to pass the ball. 2nd and 10. Good job there. Tray open again. What are we going to do here on defense? I always struggle against the run, so I'm curious to see what Fancy ends up doing. We're blitzing the slot corner. Look like a cover 2 with a slot blitz. Because if this is a run, it's going to go to the left. So I like blitzing that slot corner. We need a hard flat to watch an RPO to Shropshire, though. It looks like he audible to trips. It is an RPO, and it's picked off. It's picked off. Reed watches the RPO, takes it back. Pick 6 with just over a minute to go. Curly Lambeau Reed. Beautiful play on the RPO. Utah State in shambles. Throws a pick 6. Minute and 4 left. 3-point game. All 3 timeouts, though, for Utah State, and we know that offense can move. But my goodness, what a mistake by Boder and the Aggies. Handing Louisiana the 3-point lead when we just about had this one wrapped up. Let's see so now we got to pick up the pace now. Now we got to flip the script a little bit. Complete opposite of what our last drive was. We got to get this one moving. I like the switch to dime normal from Louisiana. We're not really super worried about Utah State running the ball anymore. Against it's doubles Y off. What are we going to go to? Louisiana decides on cover 3 cloud. Okay. And we're going to be on Edwards. We still have to watch Hill, though. Yeah, take a streak by Shropshire and then drop down to Hill. Yeah, still got to watch Daniel Hill, though. Even if he's not running the ball. We have got to keep our eyes on Daniel Hill. 52 seconds and counting remaining for Utah State, deciding to hold on to their 3 timeouts here. Dropping everybody back, going back to Daniel Hill underneath. He's got a lot of room over there on the left. Takes the ball right to midfield and gets out of bounds. 7 catches, 109 yards for the Heisman winning halfback of Utah State. 43 seconds, ball at midfield. Now if we're Utah State, oh, here comes Chips. Watch a flood. Watch flood to the right. Now for Utah State, we're thinking we're not looking to tie this game. Let's try to win this sucker. Goes a whip route. Oh, and he left the deep. Oh my goodness. We switch sticked onto the deep. I don't know if I didn't see if that was, I think that was man. We switch sticked on, left him, but he was on a post and not a streak. So by the time we threw the post, the help defender was there. And the ball nearly intercepted just over his head. Utah State somehow lives to see another down. And here comes the run with Daniel Hill right up the gut. Applewhite maybe a little bit shaken after that last pass. Just give it to Hill. Pick up for 3rd and 6. I don't know how many yards we need. I don't know Utah State's kicker situation. But obviously we need at least one more first down here. I can't imagine he can hit one from 63. So Trey open offset. We got to watch a seam streak over on the trip side. That's my number 1 concern right now on defense. He's killed us with that before. I'm manning that slot corner up on, yeah, or just run man. That works too. Swing out to Hill, and the man defense flies down there to bring him down. 4th down and 9. Utah State, 29 seconds left. Ball at the 48. Obviously got to go here. Game on the line. Trip to the national championship on the line. Rose Bowl on the line. Empty base is going to be the offense. A little cover two match is going to be the defense. Louisiana, take a timeout. Think it over. Utah State's still going to be in their empty base. We're backing up on Shropshire. Doing a little cover 1. We're going to be user responsible for Shropshire. Shake route underneath, finds Shropshire, picks up the first down by 2. The little shake route against man coverage, even if your tight end's not that great like Shropshire, that is going to get open against man. Now we're going back. Now we're going to hurry up. Empty base goes right back over the middle of Daniel Hill. Who else does not pick up the first down though? So Utah State has to take their last timeout. 15 seconds to go. 3-point lead for Louisiana. Ball at the 28. Comfortably in field goal range at this point. How aggressive do we want to get here for Utah State? How aggressive do we want to be? Do we want to try to push one downfield and just win this in regulation, or send it to overtime? Oh man. Trey open, halfback strong. I love 3 double buzz against this with that hook on the safety. I think that's going to help against those seam streaks, but we went to something else. I don't know what it was. We back in man here maybe? No, that is zone. If he had time, we had some people open, but we just don't have the time. The Louisiana defensive line getting in there quick again. 10 seconds. Just take your field goal now. That makes sense. You don't want to risk anything. If you get tackled in bounds, you might not have time to get the field goal unit out there. So let's just take our 3 now. 45-ish yard kick. Right in the middle, though. No stadium pulse. Kicks up. Kick is true. Tie. Ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're sending this sucker to overtime. And Louisiana has won the toss. They will play defense first, giving the ball to Applewhite. Daniel Hill, phase on, the high-powered Utah State offense. I mean, this is exactly what we were hoping for. It really is. Our first ever user versus user playoff game in the Rose Bowl. And we got overtime, baby. Going to cover 4 against some spread. I wonder how much Daniel Hill we're going to see in overtime here. Got to watch him on that Texas route. Yep. Oh my goodness. Utah State. The flat. Very, very close to playing that comeback route. But Applewhite able to squeeze it just past him for a gain of 15. First play of overtime was almost, well, it wouldn't have been the last play, but almost the last play of overtime. Staying in some spread. That was good user defense, by the way, by Vancy to take away Daniel Hill. Staying in some spread on offense, 1st and 10 at the 10, can technically pick up a first down, but I'd be very impressed if we were actually able to do that. Motioning a guy around, trying to check the defense a little bit. What the heck? I don't know what the hell was, but it is just a run to Daniel Hill, again bouncing off 3 tacklers before finally being brought down from behind. Setting up a 2nd and 3 here at the 4. Going with big blitz now on defense, it would appear. Trips to the short side. Is this be another RPO? It is. The user. Oh my goodness. We've had so many close calls from this Louisiana defense. So many. That deep post right before the end of regulation. That comeback route on the first play of overtime. The user very, very close to making a play on that one. Utah State hanging in by the skin of their teeth here so far. 3rd and 1, ball at the 1. Gun trips. RPO or just a run to Daniel Hill? Either way wouldn't surprise me a ton. Against this defensive front, I think I like just giving it to Daniel Hill and letting him bounce off another tackle or two like we've seen him do so many times. Looks like it is an RPO, and Daniel Hill, Superman dives his way through the offensive line in for the Aggies touchdown. Get the ball first, score first, pressure on Louisiana. How will the Ragin' Cajuns answer back? They're going to be coming out in flexbone normal. Again, Utah State really crowding that box, trying to take away all those inside runs. But they've just been there all day. Those fullback dives have been there. That's Ogbanya in there again for Dylan Redmond. Taking that for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, staying in flexbone normal. I mean, I feel like they could fullback dive their way all the way down the field here. But we're going to try to hit a rocket toss to Bill Davis. Again, get in position and click off. Love it. Absolutely love it. 3rd and 4. We saw an aftershock or something lighting up there too. Putting a little extra wear and tear on this Ragin' Cajun offense. Now going back to wing slot weak. Oh, I didn't even know he has a speed option out of there. We're going probably QB wrap if I had to guess. 3rd and 4. You know, I wouldn't hate the posts. I don't think he's really seen us pass out of this formation, but it is indeed QB wrap. Got to keep it with Jawan. There goes that little speed burst, but the Utah State defense is there. So now, 4th and 3 for Louisiana. We saw Utah State have a 4th down earlier to keep the game alive for them. Now it's the Ragin' Cajuns' turn. 4th and 3, back in flexbone normal. Are we finally seeing X dig for the first time here? This would be a heck of a time to finally break one out. Oh, we are indeed. Here comes X dig. We got to watch Bill Davis on this. That dig route going with a streak on Sampson. Oh, and the user defensive Ramsey flies out to watch the streak. The drag gets thrown in the dirt by Johnson. Maybe his arm was a little cold from not passing the ball. But yeah, we played the hard flats out there, so the user had to go take that streak away. I think Louisiana saw the defense Utah State had been running, put the streak out there on Sampson to hope he gets by and we can just throw it to him. But Boder and Utah State take it away. They will be moving on. What a game, guys. Congratulations to both of you. Vancy for making the Final Four, putting on a hell of a game. Boder for moving on to the national championship. And we will just go ahead and cut to the end of that national championship game and see if Utah State is able to bring the trophy home. We'll just jump ahead down here. A minute and a half to go. Tie game against Texas A&M. They had been CPU pulling some crazy shenanigans in this one, but Boder able to battle through so far. Minute and a half. Texas A&M just burns their first time out. Utah State obviously in field goal range here, but we're not just looking for a field goal. Going to that RPO we saw them use against Louisiana as well. And he's got it wide open. The backup halfback Roberts able to get it moving. Sets him up 1st and goal. Texas A&M has to use their second timeout. They've only got one remaining. Utah State can run out this clock and kick a field goal and win the first national championship in OMT Dynasty history. We're going to give it to Roberts right up the gut. You almost don't even want him to score. Just go down, buddy. Just go down. Don't fight too much. Don't do too much. Just take that hit and get out of here. Minute 15 out of timeouts. It's a 40-second play clock, so Utah State could just knee this out or just move it to the middle of the field here, make it a much easier kick. Instead, we're going to run it back to this side. Texas A&M gets in there and brings them down. 3rd and goal at the 5. Now our only focus is getting this ball to the middle of the field. However we can do that, whatever formation is going to do that, get the ball centered, make it as easy a kick as possible, and get out of here with your national championship. So we're going to call stretch. It's going to get blown up. Daniel Hill, of course, though, still going to break tackles. Almost looked like he died at the end of that. And look at his wear and tear. He essentially is. Luckily, it's the last game of the year, so it doesn't even really matter, except for maybe his career wear and tear. But now Utah State, 4th and goal. They can run this clock down. It's going to be a walk-off field goal attempt for the Aggies to beat the Aggies and win a national title. 2 seconds on the clock. Utah State sending out the field goal unit. I mean, barring a miracle, kicks up. Kick is good. Congratulations, Utah State. Congratulations, Boulder. Bringing the national title home to Logan, Utah. The hotbed of college football, fresh off their Final Four appearance last year. This time, Utah State able to get the job done. Congratulations, boys. And they got a good recruiting class coming in. I mean, Utah State's going to be tough. They're going to be a very, very difficult team to deal with in the Mountain West. I love that we were able to get 2 playoff teams in there this year. There is, I don't remember his coach's name, but there he is with the trophy. I was very excited we were able to get 2 user teams in the playoffs this year. I'm hoping we start getting 3 or 4 potentially in the years to come. But congratulations, Boulder. Congratulations, Vancy. Everybody that took part in the Dynasty here throughout year 2. Thank you all for your participation is the word I was thinking of there. We don't give out participation medals, but if I did, you'd all get a gold star. Year 2, huge success. Can't wait for year 3. We will have one off-season episode kind of going over what happened in the transfer portal, how our conferences are going to look. There's some big conference realignment coming our way, so that will be what's next, and then we will hop right in to year 3. So thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed year 2. We got some changes. We got some exciting things coming up for year 3. I'll see you then. Until then, take it easy.